So let me just make sure it's going. Yep, sending video. So we are live on Facebook in our Facebook group, Co-Creating Miracles with Kimberly and Alicia, and we should be live on YouTube also. So here we are. I see us. I'm going to keep that open to try to watch the comments there. Hi, Wendy and Lan joining us on Facebook. Okay, good. Welcome, everyone. A couple people are on YouTube, I can see as well. All right. Most of you guys are here on Zoom, so that are here watching live. So welcome, everybody. We're very excited to be offering this free 7-week Sacred Light Healing Series. We're going to be utilizing a lot of our healing tools from Sacred Light levels 1, 2, 3, and now our brand new level 4. As well as I'm sure we'll be, in fact, today, I know for sure that we will be bringing in some Sacred Light technologies as well. So we're going to be meeting together right here, wherever you're joining us from or watching the replay from, whether that's Zoom, our Facebook community, or YouTube. We will be here every Wednesday from January 20. What is it today? The 17th today?
Yeah.
Through February 28th, every Wednesday at 11 o'clock Pacific time. That's 2 o'clock Eastern time. And I believe that's 7 p.m. in the UK. I'm not sure if we're 8 or 9 hours apart right now.
Yes. And if you didn't figure it out yet, if you click on that add event link, it'll put the Zoom link and the Facebook group link right on your calendar, along with, of course, the date, so that you have that reminder there.
Yeah, it puts it right on your calendar, it's one of my favorite tools that we have because it's so easy to use. So we didn't invite anybody to officially register for this series. But if you want a reminder, that's the way to get it. And we'll also be, if you're on either one of our email communities, we'll also be sending out reminder emails every week for you. But the best way to do it is with that link to add to your calendar, which you can find above this video if you're watching us on Facebook, or below the video if you're watching us on YouTube.
7 weeks of goodness coming your way. So should we cover just kind of quickly what we're up to here today?
Yep.
Start with?
Sounds good.
Okay, sweet. So today we're going to start off by creating a sacred container. Those of you that are familiar with our work together, and when we come together and do things like this, or even when we do things on our own, we love to utilize sacred technologies to create containers to amplify healing and to really help us to anchor in the work we're doing as well. They have so many functions that are incredibly helpful and amplify everything that we're doing. So we're going to take time to create that potent container to amplify and ground and anchor the work that we're going to be doing together here as part of this 7-week journey, if you will. So the more of you that join us, the more potent this container will be. So we love seeing how many of you are here with us today. And we know that many more of you are also going to be participating through the replay. So just know that if that's you, your energy, is also part of this container. So, and you are also having an effect on that, that amplification that happens when people come together in numbers, especially heart-centered people that all of you here are. So the other thing that we're going to be doing today is opening and anchoring an energetic portal to connect with these spiritual energies, the wisdom, codes, all that high frequency information found in the vortices throughout the Yucatan Peninsula, including Tulum, where we're going to be hosting for the first time ever our Sacred Light Healing Retreat in April. And while we are in that space, in the container, we're also going to be connecting in and activating, or connecting with, calling in, if you will, and activating the cellular memories of ancient spiritual beings, evolved beings, light beings of 100% pure light. That's how we roll here too. When we're working, our intention is always to connect with beings that are of, the purest heart and light. So, as well as aspects of self that hold keys and codes specifically for you, for your spiritual healing and growth. So the work that we do, when we create containers like this and we have spiritual technologies working with us, for us, and for all, um, that's one of the beautiful things that happens, is that they are working specifically with you through your own source connection, your divine aspect, if you will. So what you receive may have some threads or things in common with what someone else here is receiving, but you're also going to receive, what is unique to you, what you're ready for, what's ready to drop into your field, or that next level or step of sort of evolution or growth that you're ready for. So we're able to do really individualized healing with the technologies and tools that we work with. So this will be no different. So it's going to be, everything that we're going to be doing is going to be meeting you where you're at and what is optimal for you to receive from what we're working with here today, and in all of the weeks that we're working together in this series. So you're going to receive for what you need for spiritual healing and growth that is really accessible through these geographical vortices in the Tulum area, and really on spreading out from Tulum to the Yucatan Peninsula. So just know that what you're receiving is going to be unique, but will also be in perfect alignment with your individual soul expression.
Beautiful.
But the theme is one, right? The overall theme of this 7-week series, everything that we're doing together, really truly does kind of filter down to one kind of core message, core theme that really is the core of what Alicia and I bring together with the tools that we create, the technologies that come through us when we work together. The theme really is healing, growth, unification, and expansion of personal sacred power. So when you gather with us for these live streams, you come through different sacred light courses and programs that we teach, you may notice that as the sort of presenting overall theme.
So part of the theme that you may have picked up is we're really going to be working with the energy of Tulum, of the whole Yucatan Peninsula, the energy of the Mayan people, throughout this whole 7-week series, because we are, preparing to host this retreat in Tulum. We're going to share about that today before we do the healing. Some of you might have heard us talking about this for a little while. Some of you may not have heard us mention this retreat at all. It's been a little while since we've had the opportunity to come on and share about it, because we've both been teaching our own certification classes, and we took a little break from some sacred light stuff. So now we're back, and we're going to talk to you guys about what's available in Tulum in April. And leading up to that, we're doing these 7 calls for all of you, whether you're feeling called to the retreat or able to come or not. All of these healing calls are for you to receive some of that energy that we're really beginning to connect with as we get closer to the retreat. So we're really, as Kim said, we're connecting with that place, the land there, the beings. We're going to be opening an energetic portal today to the energy that we're going to be in Tulum. And I am particularly excited to go back there because I had, let's see, how long has it been now? 2 years, almost exactly 2 years at the end of January, had a really profound experience in that area. on that land. And I shared about this in my Sacred Soul Symbols class yesterday. So some of you guys heard this story yesterday. But when I was there 2 years ago, I was there for a meditation retreat led by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It's a very intense experience. If any of you guys have ever been to one of his in-person retreats, let me know, because you know what I'm talking about. But I received a symbol when I was there, which is I have a modality called Sacred Soul Symbols, or graphic representations of multidimensional quantum technologies. And I was in a meditation, and Dr. Joe would have us do the whole process and then lay down for about 20 or 30 minutes. And I kept falling asleep when we would lay down. And so, because we were in this dark room for like 14 to 16 hours a day, and you're meditating, you tend to fall asleep and get sleepy when you're laying there in the dark with this music playing. So I asked to have an experience, because I wanted to stay awake. I wanted to utilize this consciousness that I was in. And so I asked to have an experience. And as soon as I laid down, I found myself on another planet and in another place, not on this earth. And it was a very barren, dry, brown land. And it was as real as the room that I was physically in. And all of these beings there, they were tall beings with long necks, and they were all holding a staff. And I had my card with me earlier today, but I don't see it right here. But it was shaped, if I can find it, I'll show you guys what it was shaped like. But it was shaped like a long staff with a U shape at the top of it. They were all holding this staff, and they were 2 rows of these beings leading up this hill to this dome and this throne there. And they had me come down the path of these beings, and they were all saying, we've been waiting for you. And I'm like, me, like, what's going on here? And so they led me up this path, and I sat on this sort of throne looking thing, and 2 beings were to either side of me holding these staffs. And I didn't know what was happening, but I went to speak, to address the people, who are the beings apparently who've been waiting for me. And instead of words coming out of my mouth, I had a music come out of my throat, and I could both hear and see the sound that was coming out of my throat. And it was all these colors and lights that just came out of my throat. And as they came out, the whole barren land turned lush and green, and there was waterfalls, and they were all cheering. And this is apparently what they'd been waiting for. I had the ability to activate this land through the sound in my voice, the sound out of my throat. And it was just this joyful celebration, like probably the most intense energy of joy that I have ever felt. And then all of a sudden, I hear Dr. Joe's voice, come back to me, come back. And I'm like, no, I don't want to come back. And I was, trying to fight it. But I realized I had to go back. I couldn't stay here. And so I came back into this room, into my body, in Mexico. And we sat up, and I immediately started sobbing out loud. And those of you who know me personally know that that's not my personality. In these meditation retreats that he leads, there's people expressing any sound that you could imagine, but that was not me. I was doing my meditation silently, and that's not my normal way of being, but I couldn't stop myself. I was sobbing uncontrollably out loud, loudly. And I journaled about it. And I've since, been back to this place many times, and connected with the beings there, who I later realized were Arturians. And the symbol that I received, I call it Arcturian, and it has many different uses. So I received a very powerful technology there. And we know that when Kim and I get together and we commit to teaching a class or leading a retreat, things start to come in for us. And we have a knowing that we're going to be very connected with the technology there. I'm sure far ahead of the time that we are actually physically there. And that's part of what's being offered to those of you who are called to join us physically or energetically there. So
Yeah.
that's part of what you guys can expect to unfold for you, is a connection to that that energy, and potentially to the Arturians that we feel are strongly connected to the Mayan energy there. That's not information we've ever heard anywhere else, but we have been guided that that's part of what's happening, at least for us and the group of people that we're leading there. And since we're opening that portal, that's part of what's going to be happening for all of you who are joining us through this 7 weeks. So some of what's in...
Let me say something really quick. So I just want to say, since I'm remembering this, something similar happened when we did a series, a separate series when we were preparing for leading up to the Mount Shasta retreat that we did in August last year. So those of you that have already registered, that are already joining us, because I know you will more than likely. I haven't looked at all the names who are here. Either you're here now or you're going to be seeing this. Just know that what we've also realized when we do series like this leading up to a retreat, it's also preparing, there's much to share here with all of you, whether you're coming or not, right? That's why you're invited, and this is a free series. But it's also going to be energetically preparing those of you that are coming as well. So you want to grab the healing portions that are part of these as well. It's giving you things you need in advance before we get there. So
yeah, we've realized that in other retreats that the work that we do that's for everybody, that's free, is actually preparing the people that are actually coming to the retreat as well. So if you are coming, make sure to watch these and receive that healing. And we'll be reminding those of you in the retreat group as well.
Excellent.
So over the next 7 weeks, so today we're really opening that portal, creating that container, beginning to connect our energy to this container and everything that's available. But over the next 6 weeks after today, we're going to have different editions of this healing series. So today you could say that this is the connection and container creation edition. We're also going to have a belief edition, really working with the mental body, our thought forms, our belief systems, programs, and patterns, and dissolving some of those negative, false beliefs and programs using the tools from Sacred Light Level 1 mostly. And then we're going to also have a body edition, working with our physical bodies. We're going to have an emotion edition, working with our emotional body and dense emotions that we're holding and carrying around that we can let go of and be free of. We're going to have a relationship edition, because one of these calls is going to be on Valentine's Day. So on Valentine's Day, we'll have a relationship edition, really working with all of the relationships in our lives, including our relationship with ourselves and with God. And the love relationships in our lives. And then we're going to have a chakra clearing and activation edition. So that's what you can expect out of this series over the next 7 weeks, including today. We also did 3 live streams to when we first announced the Tulum retreat. And these live streams have really potent healing that's going to help with unwinding and healing trauma and other dense energy patterns around enslavement that are really blocking our ability to be, feel, and act as a sovereign being. Divine self-love, continuing to heal and reintegrate parts and aspects of ourself that have fragmented off from and that we've disconnected from due to trauma. We also addressed divided conflict energy, confusion energy, So you can actually find those replays inside our group, um, Co-Creating Miracles with Kimberly and Alicia. And if you go to the top of the group, you'll see a little tab that says guides, and just click on that. And it's the first, right now it's the first guide. I'll create another guide for these. So it will move down to guide 2 after I create that, after I live stream today. But you want to look for the guide that is titled Sacred Light Tulum Healings. This particular guide for this call and these 7 calls will be called Sacred Light live stream series. So for the original ones, you want to look for Sacred Light Tulum Healings. And we recommend you go and get the healing from those if you haven't already, or revisit them. Maybe if you did receive that healing, the healing that we did in those 3 calls went really, really deep, clearing dense energy patterns.
Yes, and oftentimes, those of you that are, again, really familiar with our work know that we don't always get everything that we are needing the first time we receive that healing, because a lot generally comes through, and sometimes you're not even receiving everything that is even there for you the first time, and you need to repeat it a few times to get the fullness, and also to get through the layers where you can really benefit from it.
Yeah. So there's a question, will this be available in Kajabi? So those of you who are students are familiar with Kajabi. That's where we host all of our paid programs. But when we do free live events like this, the replays are available just inside the Facebook group and on YouTube. Right now they're on my YouTube. We're working on getting a Co-Creating Miracles YouTube up, but right now they're on Alicia Hartzell YouTube. So if you're not on Facebook, you can find them there. But the easiest place to find them is inside our Facebook group.
Mm-hmm. And if you're on our email list too, generally we do send out replays when we do special series, special healing calls like this as well. So that's another way as well. Lots of ways, but not in Kajabi for this though. Good question though. Okay, so where are we where are we heading next? So many good things we want to kind of make sure we're sharing and covering today.
Yeah, so let's share a little bit about this retreat that's happening. Like, it's coming up really quickly. It felt like it was so far away when we booked this incredible retreat center called Kabaloom. But the time is getting closer and closer, and it's going to be here before we know it. So the retreat is April 11th through the 16th. It is happening at a resort center that is just a little bit outside of Tulum. It's in the jungle. It's not on the beach. It's called Kabaloom, and we have booked out the entire retreat center. It's a very high-end luxury resort right in the Mayan jungle. And at this retreat, we're actually going to be teaching. So part of our day will be spent in sort of a classroom style. We're going to be teaching Sacred Light levels 2 and 3, and our brand new Sacred Light level 4. If you're our students, you've been waiting for this class for a very long time. We haven't had the space to teach it yet. And so we're going to be teaching that right there in the middle of this really sacred location in the Mayan jungle. When we found this retreat center, we reached out to them thinking there's no way we could ever make this happen. This is too incredible of a place. It's got to be way outside of the realm of what we're ready to do at this point. But after talking to them, we realized that we could do this, and we just felt so called to this place. And so we actually ended up booking this retreat center when we were hosting our last retreat in Shasta, because we knew we were being called to do more than one retreat a year. And we felt really called to this particular area. So Kabaloom is actually a Mayan phrase that means Earth's origin. This is a pretty new retreat center. I think they've only been open for about a year and a half maybe at this time. But they built this retreat center really to be in harmony with nature. So there's trees that they left intact that some of the buildings are actually built around. And let me read to you guys what they have to say about this retreat center, just a little blurb. There's 4 villas here that we've rented out. The resort contains 4 villas. Our jungle villas encompass everything that you need to relax. Each villa has 2 main bedrooms with a private bathrooms and a living quarter with a fully equipped kitchen, a breakfast bar, all sorts of state-of-the-art electronics. Each villa has its own private pool, a dunk soaking pool, not like a full Olympic-sized pool or anything, but a private pool. Everything is just luxury here at this location. The villas are overlooking 500 acres of protected Mayan jungle and crystal clear cenotes. We're going to be visiting a cenote. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. This whole place was built consciously with materials sourced from the Yucatan region, hand built and blessed by local Mayans. So they really, they did this place right. They built this place right in every way imaginable. It's known as a home for healing. Kabbalum is a container for transformation, designed for leaders and their groups to go deeper on their journeys of healing and growth. So when we really read about their vision, we knew it was so in line with our vision, and we knew that we had to be here. We had to have a retreat here. They really focus on connection, creation, and celebration. So I can share my screen with some of the pictures of the villas. Would you like me to do that, Kim?
Sure, just briefly. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just share for just a moment so you guys can just kind of get a glimpse of the villas. So there's 4 villas. They're themed with an earth theme. And there's more information about this on a page that we'll share with you guys. So there's the Fuego,
Which is fire.
villa.
Well,
Yep.
fire, air, earth, and water.
Yeah. So this is the location that we will be at in April.
I know, we're so excited. And you know, the way we always work is we have this inspiration sort of drop in, and it's like, I think we searched, we like hit Google and Tulum, like what could we do for a retreat? I think it was probably the 2nd or 3rd place we ever even like barely noticed. And we just knew, we just had that knowing that comes in just like as strong as anything else, crystal clear. And we were on the phone with the coordinator the next morning, and I think it was booked like within 24 hours. We were good to go. So we when things work out like that, we know that there's something very special that's going to take place, and that it's meant to be, so to speak. So
yeah, so there's some questions about the cost of the retreat. So the retreat does include 4 certification classes. Sacred Light Level 1 is included, and it includes everything except for your travel to get there, your flight, basically. It includes all your food, the certifications, all of our excursions, which we'll talk about, and your room and board, basically. So the cost is $4,500. You can also do, for the next few weeks, you can do 2 payments of I think that's $2,250. And as far as prerequisites, Sacred Light Level 1 is a prerequisite, but we include that as a bonus. If you do sign up to join us before we teach Level 1, which will be February 23rd and 24th, you can come to that live. Otherwise, you can watch the replays, the recorded version of that. We won't be teaching Level 1 live at the retreat. We'll be teaching levels 2, 3, and 4. So that's the only prerequisite, but it is included in the price.
Yeah.
And on Zoom, I did put the registration page to the retreat. It's
a little bit
in a
frothy.
little bit edit. We're editing a few things there, but that gives you the basic details and the link to register for that
Yeah.
too.
Yes.
Um,
So the prerequisite is covered. Some of you here, I can see your name. Some of you already have Sacred Light Level 1. But you will, if that's the case also, you'll still be invited to join us as we refresh Sacred Light Level 1 on, what was the dates again? February 23rd and 24th?
yes, it's a Friday and Saturday, and it will be
Workshop style.
workshop style. So a lot of our classes we teach weekly for 8 to 12 weeks. This is going to be just 2 days, about 4 hours a day.
Mhm. And you'll still get to join us live as well. It's just included for you. So,
Yeah.
and then also when you register, you get instant access to Sacred Light Levels 2 and 3. So you can actually dive into those courses before we ever even get there. And when we do get to Tulum and we are teaching those live, there will be some updated energies in those courses, as we tend to always do when we teach, when we haven't taught a class for a year or so, or 2 years. So that'll be happening, but that's going to make it easier also for those of you that are joining us to actually integrate all that's coming in for you there in Tulum while you're there, while we're teaching these courses. So you can actually get started with those courses before we get there.
Yeah, and
So
you can see, I'm putting the registration page in Facebook too. You can see the details of level 2 and 3 on the registration page. It should link you to the actual page for those classes. If not, that link will be live by the end of the day today. We were working on changing some things on the registration page this morning, and I'm not sure if those have been updated yet. So we won't go too much into detail about those classes, but we are going to be demonstrating a lot of tools from those classes over the next 7 weeks. Um,
I will be talking about the cost for redoing Sacred Light Level 1. If you are with us today, if you're a practitioner of either mine, hers, or ours, then I think the redo cost will be something like $97. It'll be under $100 to retake that and join us for that, for the upgrades and updates. And if you've never taken Sacred Light Level 1 before, we're still going to keep it really at a really keep it low cost for you to make it easier for those who are wanting to do that, especially when we have all these other classes coming up in April and whatnot. So I don't know if we've fully landed on that price yet, but we'll be talking about that in a couple of weeks, and you're going to start hearing us talk about that. So
we haven't landed on a price yet, but level 1 will be available to our students and anybody in our communities. Even if you're not one of our practitioners, we want everybody to start with level 1 when you come through Sacred Light classes. So you will have that opportunity to join us. We're not going to be doing a big, launching of this. Yeah, we won't be promoting it really very much, but we will mention it
yeah,
in case you want to join us for level 1. It's going to be kind of a quiet, subtle thing, but because mostly we just want to teach this class for those who are coming to the retreat who need that prerequisite, and we want to refresh the class. It's been a few years since we taught it. So that's why we're doing level 1 live. But you will have that opportunity, and the price will be not very high for level 1. Whether you've come through before, that it will be probably $97 to retake it.
yeah.
And if you've never taken it before, the price we haven't landed on that yet, but
Yeah.
it's going to be
And also
quite affordable.
Kristen is saying we need to redo level 1. No, but it'll be
You don't need to, but we highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Because it has been probably 4 years since we've taught that class, and we just have much more awareness. We have the tools have been upgraded a lot. So you do not, it's not a required thing to redo it. But at $97 for an 8-hour class, we highly recommend redoing it.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just share a few more details on Tulum, and let's get to the healing, and we can share more about
Yeah.
Tulum as well when we see you on these calls at the end. We can share more.
Yeah, we'll be talking about this over the next few weeks, but just to touch on, so we'll be teaching those three classes there, and then the rest of the retreat is going to be really centered on some excursions that we're going to be doing, and we are very excited about these excursions. We're going to be visiting some Mayan ruins. We haven't chosen specifically which ones yet, but we will be spending a day or half a day doing that. We're going to be visiting the cenotes, which are these really incredible caves, and we are planning to have a sound healing. Let me share my screen really quick just to show. Um,
They're freshwater caves. If you haven't, if you're not familiar with the cenotes.
so here's just some images of some of them in the area, so you can get an idea of of what they look like. Um, we can swim in them, and our plan is to have a sound healing inside the cenote. So we haven't completely firmed that up yet, but that is our plan. There will be a sound healing of some sort at this retreat, and what our plan is to do it inside one of these cenotes. Um,
Right contact for it. She's just been a little tricky to get a hold of. So,
yeah, yeah.
all right.
We're also going to be doing a few other things like a cacao ceremony, and possibly the name of the thing escaping my mind, but it's um, like a hot cave that you go in.
Oh, oh my goodness. We don't think
That
we
for
have
some
that
reason
down
that
in a note right now.
we
So,
don't, and the name of it is escaping my mind. But
yeah,
it's a
we'll share more
ceremony.
about that
It's a
later.
local ceremony. Yeah, we can talk about that next week.
Yeah.
There are a couple bonuses, so we just want to touch on that just really quickly. So level Sacred Light level 1 is a bonus. For the first 8 people who register, so we have 2 spots left for this particular bonus. If you've registered for the retreat already, you get this bonus. A lot of you guys are here just in case you forgot. You have this bonus coming. And that is a private session with both of us. So 3 of us together, Kim and I holding space, doing the healing work or activation work that comes through for you. We have the next 2 people that register for the retreat will get one of these bonuses with these private sessions. Those will probably be gone I would imagine by the end of the week, because we haven't talked about those for a while. If you pay in full, you're going to receive a brand new Sacred Light technology that is the Immunity Healing Chamber. You'll get attuned to that. We'll have a special little call for those of you who receive that bonus to attune you to that sometime before the retreat, most likely. And then we also have another early registration bonus. There are exactly 2 weeks left for this bonus. If you register by January 31st, you'll get immediate access to one of our healing courses, which is called the Post-Pandemic Healing Kit. There are 7 really important healing recordings that are part of this. The COVID healing, the COVID vaccine and vaccine trauma healing, Sacred Light, and the rest of these, a lot of these tools are going to be in Sacred Light level 4. The Sacred Light childhood trauma healing, which is a very important healing for every human. Sacred Light powering up the immune system, which is really appropriate right now because I feel like every single person I know and talk to and all of my students are sick right now or have been sick. This is our most powerful immune system healing alongside the COVID and COVID vaccine. The combination of those is next level what we use all the time. The Sacred Light Healing the Great Divide series, Deep Relationship Healing, and the Sacred Light Spiritual Detox combo. So that will be something that you'll get as a gift, as a bonus if you register in the next 2 weeks before January 31st. And those of you who have registered already have that too.
Yeah, and even though we called it when we first created it the post-pandemic kit, which is still appropriate, but we tend to think of it more as like a first aid kit for the 4 body systems, right? Your spiritual
Yeah.
body, mental body, emotional body, and physical body. So a little first aid. These are tools we use a lot. So
Yeah, and there's questions about joining us for these classes live if you can't come to the retreat, and that will be available. We're not talking about that quite yet, but yes, you will have that opportunity.
Yes.
If you have Sacred Light levels 2 and or 3, you also qualify for a discount for the retreat, $250 for each one of those levels. So if you have both, you get a $500 discount. And if that is you, just reach out to us for that discount code. The best place to reach us for this is hello@co-creatingmiracle, no S at the end, .com. But you can also email hello@Alicia Hartzell or hello@Kimberly Carlson.
Mhm.
It's the same people managing all of that, but I don't believe you're going to need a COVID test coming back from Mexico. No, you do not at this point in time. I can say that for sure. Is this retreat you'll be repeating like Mount Shasta? That's our hope. We're going to see how this goes and make that decision, but that is our desire to make this a yearly thing. Do you have to sign up by for the retreat by a certain date? The deadline to register for the retreat right now we're saying is March 10th, so a month before the retreat, or if it fills up.
All right.
Mary, I will help you with that. I'll reach out to you personally later, Mary. I think that's all the questions that I'm seeing.
Good. And of course, if you have questions, you're going to email us those questions and we'll do our best to promptly reply, especially since we do have some a high value bonus kind of on the line and only 2 spots for those left. So we'll answer your questions and emails in order received too. So it's nice and fair. So
yeah,
if you're considering joining and you need a code, for instance, for that, because you have Sacred Light level 2 already, or Sacred Light level 3 already, or maybe both. So,
and
or
if you're
any
interested,
you need to have answered to make that decision, just let us know.
yeah, and if you're interested in really seeing more about the retreat center, we have a few pictures from the retreat on our registration page for the retreat itself. But I'm going to drop the link to the actual retreat center itself, because they have some incredible pictures there. They talk more about we have a private chef who's preparing all of our dinners for us. You can see more about that there, but it's kaabaluum.com, KAABALUUM.com. And I put the link in both Zoom and Facebook, because that was what really drew us in, is their incredible photos and then talking to the staff there. So I think that's all we want to share about the retreat today. We'll be talking more about these classes, more about the retreat as we go through these 7 weeks. But we just wanted to give you guys all of the relevant information and put that out there, that if you have any questions, to ask us.
Yes, because we haven't got to talk about it for a couple months. So just kind of diving in, kind of reiterating what's available, what it's about, and it is quite limited in spaces, and we do have several spots filled already. So that said, let's do our healing.
Yes. And
And
just so you guys know what to expect also, most of these calls will be between about 30 and 40 minutes. Today was a little bit longer because we needed to revisit the details about the retreat. But most of our calls today is longer than most of the calls will be.
that's right. Okay. So for our healing, let me just make sure I'm in the right spot here. We have some pretty incredible things in store here. We're excited to share. So I think we're ready to go ahead and do that. Alicia,
We are.
Alicia, do you want me to record this separately? Because usually we like to
Sure.
include separate recordings as bonuses too. So anyway, we like to have those to work with. So I will do that. And maybe I'll do that. And then we'll get going here with the healing. So if you are not in a nice comfy spot where you can relax for the next 10, 15 minutes or so, then you want to find that place now, and we'll get going. All right. So the first steps to creating this container, as well as being in that perfect kind of space and place within yourself to receive what's coming in for you here today through the tools and technologies. We're going to start with the version of the Sacred Light Heart Breath Connection Meditation, and to really make sure we're taking a few minutes to get really grounded, really, of course, connected first and foremost with our hearts, and connected to our higher guidance systems, to the creation energy. So we're going to do that now, and then we'll move more into other layers of our container and the work we're doing within it today. So just closing your eyes if that feels comfortable, and dropping down into your heart. Right? Feeling into your heart space, beginning to breathe longer, deeper breaths. Finding a 5-second inhale and a 5-second exhale if you can. Just nice, deep, rhythmic breathing. And imagine that you're breathing as if you're breathing in and out of your heart, so that you're really experiencing the partnership that exists between your breath and your heart. Good. Continuing these longer, deeper breaths through your heart, just taking a moment to notice that there is a beautiful pink light that's all around you. This beautiful pink light of compassion. And just imagine how, as you're breathing, this pink light is flowing into your heart. It's filling your heart. It's lighting up your heart so that your heart is glowing with pink light. Good. This is also activating your heart. Beautiful. As you continue those longer, deeper breaths through your heart, begin to notice the connection that exists within you between your heart and the heart of Gaia, our beautiful Mother Earth. Connecting in with the heart chakra of Gaia, where you notice a beautiful golden light. And you can hold the intention here to anchor yourself into the heart of Gaia, into this golden light. And just noticing how, as you breathe, this golden love light from Gaia is amplifying in your own heart. It too is lighting up your heart, activating your heart. Good. And continuing those longer, deeper breaths through your heart, begin to place your focus and awareness on the connection within you between your heart and the heart of your higher self. Allowing each breath to expand you within this connection, so that you are coming into deep connection with the highest aspect of you that you can access right now in this moment. And you can hold the intention right here to anchor yourself into this heart-to-heart connection with your higher self. Good. And as you continue those longer, deeper breaths through your heart, begin to place your focus and awareness on the connection within you between your heart and the heart of Creator, heart of Source. Noticing a beautiful iridescent source love light that really also is all around you. Just holding the intention to connect yourself in here, into Source, into Creator, the heart of Creator. Noticing as you do, this iridescent source love light is also amplifying in your own heart. Lighting up your heart, expanding your heart space. I'm just noticing how all of this light in your heart, the iridescent source light, the golden love light from God, and that pink light of compassion are all combining together, creating a beautiful rose gold light. And as you breathe, you are aware how all of this rose gold light is expanding, filling every cell of your body, and continuing to expand as you breathe, from your physical body expanding to fill your entire toroidal field, so that you are in the center of a ball of light that's about 12 feet in diameter. Good. Just noticing how all of this light within you and all around you, this beautiful rose gold light. Just take a moment to feel it. Feel the frequency, the energy, that vibration. Just take a moment to notice how supported you feel in this space, how loved you are. And let's hold the intention here to stay really grounded, really anchored into all of this light and into these essential connections as we continue to create this sacred container and do the sacred work that we're doing together today within it. And Alicia's going to take it from here.
Good. So we're going to start with calling in Sacred Light Open to really get everybody's energy field open. This is a tool that we created that has many different healing tools and technologies layered into it. So Divine Love and Light, calling in Sacred Light Open. Good. Just feeling your heart opening, your energy field opening. Now we're going to create a container by layering in a few different technologies. So we're going to start with the Merkaba. So in Divine Love and Light, calling in and activating the Sacred Light Merkaba. And just bringing your awareness to two pyramids that are spinning in opposite directions around your body, that are forming that Merkaba. If you're familiar with that shape, just picturing it in your mind. If you're not, just knowing that this is happening for you energetically. Just creating this container around you, this sacred container, which acts as a vehicle for soul transportation throughout the dimensions. Good. Now in Divine Love and Light, calling in the Sacred Light Intention Alignment tool. This is helping to align you with what is available to you optimally. Bringing in the intentions for this group collectively to connect with the highest energies available to us in this sacred space of Tulum, of the Mayan jungle, the Yucatan Peninsula, connecting with the cellular memories that are available to you there, the spiritually evolved beings, and even any aspects of yourself that exist here that may hold keys or codes for your spiritual healing and growth. Possibly even Mayan or Arcturian aspects of yourself. Good. Now in Divine Love and Light, calling in Sacred Light Calibrate to Create. This is a technology that we very powerfully received when we were in Shasta together. This is helping you to create in your life, calibrating you to those frequencies. Good. Now in Divine Love and Light, calling in Sacred Light Purify to Protect. This is a Sacred Light technology that's relatively new, that forms a basically a sphere of protection around you. It's a very potent protection technology. This is allowing this container to be and remain pure. So you may feel or have an awareness of that activating around you. Now activating the sacred light healing cocoon, calling this in now, activating this in divine love and light. Thank you. This is just a healing cocoon, just as it says, just as the name implies. This beautiful sacred space to hold this group as we move through this 7 weeks together, whether you're joining us in real time live or watching the replays at any future time. You'll be held in this sacred space as you move through the healing within this container. This has a very safe, protected, womb-like energy you may be tapping into here. And then coming around this entire container, holding this entire space and everyone within it, calling in the sacred light golden orb of protection and divine love and light. Thank you. You may feel, see, or imagine that beautiful golden energy coming in and just holding this entire container within it. Good. So now that that container is set, from within this container, we're going to be opening an energetic portal to the energy of the land here, to the beings that are available to us to connect to, the beings of only 100% pure light, maybe Mayan beings, Arcturian beings. So we're going to do this by using 2 other sacred light technologies, sacred light satellite receiver. And this helps us to locate this portal, this place, these beings, these frequencies. So in divine love and light, activating the sacred light satellite receiver now. And you may have an awareness of your energy being drawn to a particular place that you may feel, you may know. You just may feel energy moving around you, within you, or in your brain, or some other part of your body. And now we're going to open that door to that portal, to what is available in this space by calling in sacred light open doors. Divine love and light, activating this technology now. Thank you. So just bring your energy and your awareness to the land here. You may have been to this location before, you may have seen pictures, or you may know nothing about it. Just allow yourself to connect with what is optimal for you, allowing any cellular memories that you may be holding to activate, connecting with this potent vortex, this energy vortex in this Mayan jungle. Connecting with, calling in, and activating cellular memories of ancient, spiritually evolved beings, and maybe even aspects of yourself that had experiences here or that are holding the imprints of experiences here, that may be holding keys. You may see literal keys. They may be holding codes. You may see number sequences, sacred symbols, words that you may recognize or not, activating for you here. You may feel the energy of Arcturus or Arcturian beings. You may feel the energy of Mayans. Good. We're going to run the sacred light relationship healing with all of this, with those beings, with those aspects of yourself. And this is going to bring in a layer of healing for any trauma that these aspects may be holding, any traumatic memories that you may be holding consciously or unconsciously. So, in Divine Love and Light, running the sacred light relationship healing between each one of us and any aspect of any being, any aspect of ourself, the land, any memories, any lifetimes. Divine Love and Light, Creator, change it. Just taking a deep breath here, allowing this healing to take place for you. You may have flashes of images or memories even coming up as specific individual things are getting cleared. And just become aware of the energy of your own expanded sacred power that's available to you individually here, feeling that activating for you, a new level of your own sacred power. And just feeling the energy of union, a unification with all star seeds and light workers who are connected to this place, these beings. All of us working together to raise the vibration of this planet. Feeling your connection with all of that. Good. And just taking one more moment here to receive any message that might be available to you here, any awarenesses. We're going to be in this container together for 7 weeks. Or for those of you who may be joining us for this retreat for even longer than that. You can connect in with this container at any time. Good. And just allowing yourself to anchor in here. I'm going to bring in sacred light close to anchor all of this, to anchor everything that came in, any healing, any awareness, any activation, and also to anchor all of us into this container as we move through this time together. And Divine Love and Light, calling in sacred light close now. Thank you. Good. So just allowing yourself to remain connected here to this container, but bringing your awareness back into your physical surroundings, into your body, your physical body, into this present moment of time. When you're ready, take a deep breath and open your eyes. Good. So that is our healing for today, our creation of the container, opening that portal. We'd love to hear how you felt. Cheryl saying she heard we are all royalty here. Yeah, that energy of royalty was really, I was really feeling that. Feel love and at home. Good.
I feel lighter and so much warmth. Good. Got to go to, yep. Good. Oh, Shanna, I went deep, was told, learn about emeralds. Ooh,
Interesting. Peaceful. Yeah.
good. Very powerful energies with this container. Thank you. You're so welcome, Cecilia.
Feeling
Good.
calmer.
And also just want to share too that when we create containers like this and we connect to, possibly ancient parts of ourselves or, um, ancient wisdom in general. Um, and really, connect in with these high frequency energies and information. Sometimes we receive instant sort of like hits, right? Of oh, whoa, aha moments, and you feel things, or you see something specific, or you have a knowing, or it comes in different ways. For all of us, we experience energy and differently. But just know too that when we do something like this, it's also percolating, right? It's you may have, so just become aware, right? You could have interesting dreams, for instance. You could have information that comes through in a dream, or a symbol, or something that you really notice visually, or and again, it could come in really at any time of day. You could be in the bath or in the shower, you could just be driving, you could be um sleeping, but it could be today, it could be next week, it could be really any time, it could be 3 months from now. It just depends. It's so unique for everyone, and one experience to another is also unique. So also just know that when you set something like this in motion too, and there's this container and these technologies that are intelligent source energy technologies, again, working with your own source being, right? So um, there's also clearing that happens, right? There's release, there's things that are a part of you that need to leave so that you have space for what's new that's coming in. And sometimes that's a part of why it could be to instantaneous information for one person, and maybe 3 months down the road for somebody else, right? It may take time to actually continue to work for you to clear out what maybe resistance pieces, or different energy patterns that need to go, so that what's here for you can fully kind of drop um, in for you, so, and kind of anchor in, so you can become aware of it. So it's always such a unique experience. So just take note of how, what your experiences are moving forward. And we'd also love to hear from you about those as we continue to meet together over the next 7 weeks or 6 more weeks. So yeah. And it's just good to know those things too. Drink extra water, Epsom salt baths are nice, extra magnesium, just whatever you can do to help yourself process energy and help the body to flush out what's leaving. Um, so yeah. Oh, beast is definite
Good.
percolating even before the call. Very powerful. Thank you. Yes. Teresa saw healing pod perched atop a color prism of light. Oh, I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Ooh, Wingfield, I can't wait to see what you paint with that, and also how you're setting up your new space. I know that that's been a
Oh,
concern for you. That's so exciting.
I love that. Very powerful. I saw beautiful colors and wonderful sense of calm. Beautiful.
Oh, Matt saying I read the book of Enoch last night, and they talk in detail about the Merkaba. Ah, that's
Oh, nice.
interesting.
Very interesting.
So, we will be here every week, right exactly where you are right now, um, for the next 7 weeks through the month of February. We love it when you guys join us on Zoom. Most of you guys joined us on Zoom, but we'll also be in our Facebook community, and for right now on my YouTube. We might have the opportunity to set up a co-creating YouTube before next week. If so, we'll send out that link for you guys in email so that you can find us.
Oh, Kizia, let's just share. Felt deep trauma release for ancient trauma in that area of the world.
Mm,
Wow. Thank you so much. I love that
yeah.
sharing. Yeah, it helps bring expanded awareness when we share. So we always encourage that. So we appreciate you for doing that. Good. Yep. So we'll be
Oh,
here. We'll
Wingfield.
be right here, same place as Alicia said, same time next week. And we don't know exactly all that's in store for you next week. We really sit with the energy of the container, especially now that that's created. We have ideas, we have inspirations of what our 7 weeks will look like and feel like, but we really sit in the energy of the container and follow guidance as to exactly what each weekly call will look like as that approaches. So we'll share a little bit more about those little sneak peeks when we send out those reminder emails about these calls each week. But we know it's going to be amazing. So
Yeah. And if you are thinking about the retreat, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. If you're interested in it, take a look at the registration page and see what pops out to you. We'll be sharing more about it, but there are very limited spaces because we have booked out this whole retreat center. I think we have about maybe around 10 spots left or so, maybe a little bit more than that, but around that. So if you are interested, take a look and let us know if you have any questions.
yeah. All right. Thank you so much for sharing your energy and connection with us today. And we'll see you next week.
All right.
Okay.
Much love, everyone. Bye
Yeah.
for now.
Bye for now.